Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Animefied. Today let's look at anime called Shinobi no Ittoki. So, let's get it running. Ittoki is a normal student but sees a ninja in the far distance. He gets followed around by a masked girl named Kusetsu, who has been asked by his mother to do so in order to make sure that he doesn't slack off. While going back to his house, Ittoki decides to use a shortcut, and we get a montage of him being an absolute Chad at parkover. Even when Truck Kun is ready to bump our man, he decides to do a backflip to escape his death. The next day at school, he finds a love letter in his locker and seems excited about it. A few hours later, he meets a girl named Tsubasa, who is the one who left the love letter. He doesn't really know her, but she decides to invite him into her home as she thinks he is so cool because she saw how he avoided Truck Kun and wasn't destroyed. Ittoki decides to go to his new girlfriend's home that night. She sits next to him, but she stands up and walks a bit away from him. She drops all her clothes and turns towards Ittoki. She attempts to kiss Ittoki, but our man fumbles over the bag and stays an anime protagonist. He looks under the bed and finds Kusetsu underneath the bed, and a slash comes at Ittoki's face. Mysterious people dressed in black clothes appear to be led by Tsubasa. She manages to help Ittoki escape while she deals with the enemies. Outside the house, Reiha and Kaizo appear to help him escape from this situation. The car they're driving gets attacked, and they tell Ittoki to run for his life. Ittoki keeps running until he's alone on a street and tries to get help from a cop. However, the cop is just obliterated, and Ittoki is ready to meet his doom. His uncle, Takasada, appears and uses his powers to fight them all off. Ittoki loses consciousness. He wakes up and finds himself inside a dojo. His mother appears, and she appears to be the leader of the Iga clan. Ittoki refuses to accept that he is a ninja and that his whole family belongs to a group of ninjas. Takasada later tells him that his father died a ninja, and his mother has sacrificed everything to make sure he is safe. Takasada tells Ittoki that he will either live as a coward and run or that he should learn how to fight and stand his ground. Ittoki accepts the challenge. Ittoki's mom explains to him that there is a ninja school where he will be much safer and will get to train his abilities. On the day of the exam, the location of the test is finally given to his uncle, and he takes them there. After they reach the exam site, Takasada tells him that there will be no killing as it is forbidden for ninjas, so he will most likely be safe. He enters the shopping complex with Kusetsu and asks one of the employees where the ninja meal is. After being insisted on by his friend, it is revealed that this is a secret code, and they are taken together to a secret room. They see other students waiting for them to start the exam. They learn the Kokuten Ninjutsu Academy transfer exam is going to be a mock game of hide and seek. The ninjas will be split into hiders and seekers, and the seeker must find the other ninja in the grocery store. They have 10 minutes to be found. If the seekers find the hider, then they will pass the test. However, they will lose if they're unable to find the hider, and the hider will be the one who passes the test. Kusetsu is the seeker during the test and catches the hider almost instantly because he attempted to steal. When it's Ittoki's turn, he is shocked because he finds that the person he is going to be seeking is the girl from the night that tried to kill him. To make everything worse, the grocery store happens to be filled with assassins trying to kill him. Luckily, Takasada is there, keeping a close eye on everyone. Kusetsu comes to Ittoki's side too when an assassin takes direct aim at him. She saves Ittoki from mortal danger, and he begins running. Kusetsu is soon surrounded by assassins, and one of them manages to go to the service area alone to try and murder Ittoki. Luckily, Ittoki is smart and uses the fire alarm to evacuate the area so that no one gets hurt. He uses the fire extinguisher to make it harder for them to see and uses the smoke sirens to his advantage. The water sprinklers are turned on, which helps him see the movements of his enemies despite their camouflage. He calls this water ninjutsu. By this time, the assassins are exposed, and they are arrested on the spot. The examiner asks Ittoki why he used the fire alarm instead of just attacking the hider. Ittoki explains that he just wanted to protect everyone in the area, so he wanted them to evacuate first before dealing with the enemy assassins. Ittoki has failed to touch his hider in the allotted time, so he returns to his uncle's car, knowing that he will have to run and hide like a coward. However, he is later shocked to find out that he has passed the exam for the Kokuten Ninjutsu Academy. It turns out that the school headmaster was impressed by Ittoki's courage and justified his selection by arguing that he has the heart of a ninja, which is the most important thing. Ittoki says goodbye to his friends from his previous school and wishes to keep in touch with them. However, he knows that it will be unlikely. Ittoki's first day at the Kokuten Ninja Academy finally arrives, and he naturally feels concerned. Takasada drops him off at a station, where he and Kusetsu board a train that drops them off at the academy. While Kusetsu appears to feel that the entire friend-making exercise is futile and immature, Ittoki genuinely seems a bit relaxed that he got to know someone at Kokuten. Later that day, he meets another girl named Kairi, who is surprised that he is from the Iga clan. She warns them not to tick off the Koga elite there if he plans to survive. Ittoki goes to the cafeteria with her, where she tells him that Koga gets much better food compared to others. When she tells him to stay away from them, he keeps staring at some of the elite students while they are eating. One of them sees this and gets up to him. However, a girl tells him that a true ninja keeps his emotions under control. But when the guy gets face to face with him, he warns him that the Iga clan will be dealt with, as they were the ones who killed the Koga chief. Since Ittoki hasn't heard of this before and thinks that it isn't possible for his family to have committed such a terrible act, he stays up at night wondering what happened. Kusetsu tells him that he should focus his energy on training instead of things that are out of his reach. On their first day, they are given ninja suits and ninja helmets. They all put on their suits and get ready for today's exercise. They must attempt to get a manju from the other teacher in the distance before he eats all of the supplies they have. As soon as they are given the green signal, everyone springs into action and is comfortable in their suits. Kusetsu is even able to dash from tree to tree. However, Ittoki isn't even able to leave his place. When the teacher notices that he can't move, she warns him that he will be expelled if he can't move from his place. Luckily, Ryoko comes and helps Ittoki. She adjusts his dress and helps him get comfortable, explaining that these suits usually need to be adjusted since they're not custom built. She tells him to protect his ninja core at all costs, because, without it, the suit won't be able to work. Ryoko's explanation helps Ittoki, but he just falls off a cliff. However, the suit isn't damaged, and neither is he, realizing the true power of these suits. Kusetsu is about to reach the tower, however, she gets kicked off by Suzaku. Ittoki is still attempting to reach the halfway point but is about to get kicked down by Suzaku. However, Kusetsu, like always, saves our useless hero. Ittoki continues moving forward but notices there is a girl with a broken core on the ground. Some of the Koga elite have been stealing the manju from other people on the field as well as breaking their cores. Despite being so far behind, he finds some Koga clan members and decides to attack them in order to get manju back. He manages to get manju from the others even though he is beaten senselessly. And the principal intervenes before things begin to go overboard. The principal tells Ittoki that a ninja has both a heart and a sword, and if he doesn't have both of them, he will never be a ninja. He eats the last manju and fails the exercise, but the principal is very impressed with him. While they are searching for the murders of the Koga chief, the initial investigation has only found a single clue. The lacerations on his body are characteristic of Iga Ninja sword wounds. At the NSC headquarters, the head of the 1st Division, Hayato, tells his men that Takasada Kaga will be investigated, as he is one of the best ninjas and is famous for the urban myths surrounding him. A rookie named Shioni arrives late for the meeting and is given responsibility for following Kaga from now on. At the Kokyuten Ninja Academy, Ittoki learns about the upcoming ninja tool exam and gets a bunch of books to learn the theoretical aspects of being a ninja. However, one of his friends tells him that he is wasting his time being a nerd rather than using his ninja abilities to secure his answers. She reveals that the test is designed to see if a student is able to steal the question key from the teacher rather than just studying the books to no avail. Meanwhile, Shioni is attempting to follow Ittoki's uncle but is outsmarted by him and put into an embarrassing situation. He appears to be monitoring Ittoki to make sure that he can use distraction to his advantage when sneaking in. He manages to sneak in all throughout the building, running at blinding speed until he is able to reach the venture he enters. Shini decides to keep following behind him. He enters the room and follows the note attached to a computer monitor, but doesn't help much to them. He uses special devices to open up the safe, but can find only cash and he isn't interested in it. At the same time, he finds Shioni is following him and manages to alert security to her. He walks out the door like a man. He returns to the family and has a conversation about his findings. At the same time, some of the Koga students plan to infiltrate Ittoki's plans by getting him into trouble before he is able to secure the answers. Ittoki and his friends create a plan to steal the answer key from their teacher during the night. They get themselves into positions throughout the academy to ensure they are not caught while Ittoki goes with some of them next to the teacher's room. They attempt to use a drone to spy on the teacher doing her work, and the drone is able to find out where the key to the safe that contains the answer key is. However, the drone slams on the door as it is moving back to Ittoki, and they all attempt to escape by running above the building and carrying Ittoki with them so the teacher doesn't notice. However, the teacher is still suspicious, so Kairi uses a smoke bomb to force the teacher to run away from the room. Ittoki and his friends rush into the room and attempt to look for the key to the safe. However, they notice the key was taken by the teacher when she ran out. At the same time, the Koga elite begin to show up and beat up one of Ittoki's teams. When Kusetsu hears about this, she rushes downstairs, leaving her friend to figure out a way to open the safe. Ryoku pulls out a new lock-breaking tool that she thinks will get the job done. Since the academy has authorized this tool, there should be no reason to worry. Ittoki trusts her, and they are able to eventually open the safe and get the questions out. Meanwhile, Kusetsu forces the Koga elite back. The next day, they are all confident together, but when they are handed the test, it is apparent that the test is completely different from the one that was on the answer key given to them. Everyone fails except Ryoku, who conveniently passed since she knew everything on the test because her village specializes in that knowledge. But Kusetsu talks to Ittoki secretly and tells him that she believes there is a traitor amongst them. There is no way the teacher would have secretly changed the answer key, as she was protecting the key to her safe when she ran away. Kusetsu figured out that there must have been someone working for the Koga who switched the answer key, and she believes it is the Koga since she is the only other person who touched the paper and somehow knew to open the safe. She also happened to be the only one who passed the test. So, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe as there will be another part to this video. See you in the next video. Peace.